but he wants empty seats, so here's empty seats. Okay, here's where the Chronicle's going to be sitting. And we got front row seats. And here's the man of the hour. And then the whole team is over there having their dinner right before it starts. There's a lot of people here at this event, I'm telling you. People waiting in line for drinks and everything. It starts at about 15 minutes.
I want to introduce Bruce Jenkins. Batting leadoff is Bruce Jenkins, who's worked at the Chronicle, I found out tonight, for 45 years. What Bruce doesn't know is that we've frozen his pension so he can never retire. Yeah, you're welcome. Batting in the number 2 position is Ann Killian. Ann is a force to be reckoned with. Most recently on our front page, taking the Oakland School District to task for how they're treating women's sports. She's also the reigning California Sports Writer of the Year. Batting third is Scott Osler. Scott is a 13-time California Sports Writer of the Year. And a friend of Michael Douglas. And last is our sports editor, Al Saracevic. Al is the one who keeps the trains running, and also we're really lucky to have him because he also writes a lot for us. It's a full-time job. It's a difficult job. If you've ever tried organizing baseball schedules and football schedules and travel and everything else, believe me, it's a pain in the you-know-what. We won't talk about that tonight, but I'll hand it over.
Season, which kind of ended up being important. And so through that whole season, I would like waddle into the locker room, and Steve Young was so awesome. He would be like, everyone because back then they didn't bring him out to a podium. Then we would just talk to them around their lockers, and he was like, make way for the pregnant woman, make way. And let me waddle up to the front. And then another thing about that team, so my daughter was born on December 29th. When they beat Dallas, I wasn't there at Candlestick, but as soon as they beat Dallas, my boss called me, landline, and said, can you go to the Super Bowl? And I'm like, okay, I've got a 2-week-old. Sure, why not? The Super Bowl is on January 29th, so my daughter would be a month. My husband came with me. We got a press pass for my daughter and a ticket for him, and he was able to bring her into the press box so I could nurse her at halftime. And I don't know if you know that people have to do early notes for the first edition of papers, and so it's halftime of a Super Bowl, it's a lopsided Super Bowl, and so I made everybody's early notes because it was one of the few interesting things that had happened that day. It was that
everyone else was writing about you.
Sports writer was able to bring her daughter into, and then after the game, I was down in the locker room, and here comes George Seifert, who had been mocked as being just, you know, a guy who inherited Bill's team, couldn't do anything on his own, and here was this totally different team, remade, no Joe, all these different parts of this team, and he just won his first Super Bowl, and he's covered in champagne, and I'm like, hey, George, congratulations. And he looks at me and he goes, congratulations to you, how's your baby? Now, that sounds like a normal human being response. That is not an NFL coach response, let me tell you. That is, like, most NFL coaches would have gone like, oh, hi, okay, you know.